Nope, this has nothing to do with Marvel or Michael B. Jordan, unfortunately. Although, if you've seen the film Black Panther, there is definitely subtext that you might have missed if you don't know about the Black Panthers. But hopefully, after this, you might get it. So, the Black Panther Party for Self Defense, better known as the Black Panthers or the Black Panther Party, was a political organization founded in Oakland, California in 1966 by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale. Huey and Bobby were friends from college, and they started the Panthers to challenge police brutality against African Americans within their community. They founded the Black Panthers in the wake of the assassination of Malcolm X, and after police in San Francisco shot and killed an unarmed black teen by the name of Matthew Johnson. The Black Panthers were active in the United States from around 1966 until 1982, and they had chapters in numerous major cities in the United States, and they also had international chapters in the UK and Algeria. The Panthers' look is now iconic. They dressed in black berets and black leather jackets and often carried assault rifles. The Black Panthers organised armed citizen patrols of Oakland and other US cities with the aim of protecting African American citizens. At its peak in 1968, the Black Panther Party had roughly 2,000 members. The organisation later declined as a result of internal tensions, deadly shootouts, and FBI counterintelligence activities aimed at weakening the organisation. Here are some pictures of the Panthers. So, top left is a Black Panther Party march, and underneath you can see the iconic black leather jacket and black beret combo. To the right is a picture from a Black Panther Party meet in Oakland, and the two smaller pictures to the right is outside the Black Panther Party headquarters in Oakland, and the little one just to the left shows some Panther members talking to law enforcement. The Black Panther Party came from a place of best intentions for growth in the black community. Huey Newton and Bobby Seale drew on Marxist ideology for the party platform and outlined the organisation's philosophical views and political objectives in their 10-point programme. The 10-point programme was kind of a set of objectives, and they called for an immediate end to police brutality, employment for African Americans, land, housing, and justice for all. The Black Panthers were part of the larger Black Power movement, which emphasised black pride, community control, and unification for civil rights. The Black Panther Party's core practice was its armed citizens patrols, or cop watching as it became known. The aim was to monitor the behaviour of officers in the Oakland Police Department and challenge police brutality within the city. Then, in 1969, a variety of community-based social programmes became a core focus of the party. They identified issues that were affecting the African American community, and as a result initiated the Free Breakfast for Children programs to address the issue of child hunger, and community health clinics for education and treatment of diseases, including sickle cell anemia, tuberculosis, and later HIV and AIDS. The Black Panther Party first publicised its original What We Want Now 10-point programme on the 15th of May 1967 in the second issue of the Black Panther newspaper. This is a list of objectives. 1. We want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our black community. We believe that black people will not be free until we are able to determine our destiny. 2. We want full employment for our people. We believe that the federal government is responsible and obligated to give every man employment or a guaranteed income. We believe that if the white American businessman will not give full employment, then the means of production should be taken from the businessmen and placed in the community so that the people of the community can organise and employ all of its people and give a high standard of living. 3. We want an end to the robbery by the capitalists of our black community. We believe that this racist government has robbed us, and now we are demanding the overdue debt for 40 acres and 2 mules. 40 acres and 2 mules were promised 100 years ago as restitution for slave labour and mass murder of black people. We will accept the payment in currency, which will be distributed to our many communities. The Germans are now aiding the Jews in Israel for the genocide of the Jewish people. The Germans murdered 6 million Jews. The American racist has taken part in the slaughter of over 50 million black people. Therefore, we feel that this is a modest demand that we make. 4. We want decent housing fit for the shelter of human beings. We believe that if the white landlords will not give decent housing to our black community, then the housing and the land should be made into cooperatives so that our community, with government aid, can build and make decent housing for its people. 5. We want education for our people that exposes the nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present-day society. We believe in an educational system that will give to our people a knowledge of self. If a man does not have knowledge of himself and his position in the society and the world, then he has little chance to relate to anything else. 6. We want all black men to be exempt from military service. We believe that black people should not be forced to fight in the military service to defend a racist government that does not protect us. We will not fight and kill other people of colour in the world who, like black people, are being victimised by the white racist government of America. We will protect ourselves from the force and violence of the racist police and the racist military by whatever means necessary. 7. We want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. We believe we can end police brutality in our black community by organising black self-defence groups that are dedicated to defending our black community from racist police oppression and brutality. The Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States gives a right to bear arms. We therefore believe that all black people should arm themselves for self-defence. 8. We want freedom for all black men held in federal, state, county and city prisons and jails. We believe that all black people should be released from the many jails and prisons because they have not received a fair and impartial trial. 9. We want all black people, when brought to trial, to be tried in court by a jury of their peer group or people from their black communities, as defined by the Constitution of the United States. We believe that the courts should follow the United States Constitution so that black people will receive fair trials. The 14th Amendment of the US Constitution gives a man a right to be tried by his peer group. A peer is a person of a similar economic, social, religious, geographical, environmental, historical, and racial background. To do this, the court will be forced to select a jury from the black community from which the black defendant came. We have been and are being tried by all white juries that have no understanding of the average reasoning man of the black community. 10. We want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect of the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. That was the Black Panther Party 10-point programme, and that was first published, like I said, in 1967. But listening to that, you can tell that many of those issues are still affecting the black community, not just in America, throughout the world. They're still affecting the black community today in 2020. So the Black Panther Party had great ideas for growth within the black community. So what happened to them? Well, the Black Panther Party were often portrayed in the media as a gang or a terrorist organisation. However, their leadership saw the organisation as a political party whose goal was getting more African Americans elected to political office. This didn't happen. The Black Panthers' socialist message and black nationalist focus ended up making them the target of a secret FBI counterintelligence program called COINTELPRO. In 1969, the FBI declared the Black Panthers a communist organization and an enemy of the United States government. In 1968, the FBI's first director, J. Edgar Hoover, called the Black Panthers one of the greatest threats to the nation's internal security. The FBI worked to weaken the Panthers by exploiting existing rivalries between black nationalist groups. They also worked to undermine and dismantle the Free Breakfast for Children program and other social community programs the Panthers had initiated. In 1969, Chicago police shot and killed Black Panther Party members Fred Hampton and Mark Clark, who were asleep in their apartment. Although the FBI was not responsible for leading the raid, a federal grand jury later indicated that the Bureau had played a significant role in the events leading up to the raid, and by early 1970s, a combination of FBI counterintelligence efforts, criminal activities, and an internal rift between group members weakened the party's political force. The Black Panther Party officially dissolved in 1982. Before we move on, I would just like to highlight one thing. The Black Panther Party was systematically targeted and dismantled by the FBI and considered, quote unquote, the most dangerous threat to America. I mentioned a few slides ago that at their peak in 1968, there was around 2,000 members of the Black Panther Party. Now, the Ku Klux Klan, a white supremacist organization, was not and is not considered a domestic terrorist group by the US government, despite their overt terrorist practices targeted at African Americans and other non-whites. At their peak in the 1920s, they had nearly 5 million members.